The largest theater company branching out to concessions, merchandise, branding their own popcorn and candy, is down about 22% on the year. Can you guys believe that? Since the start of 2024, AMC Entertainment Holdings is down over 20%, while its competitor Cinemark, ticker symbol CNK, is up 245% as we speak from the very start of the year. That's not all. According to an article, Cinemark is also on the list for short squeeze plays, with the short interest of the float sitting at 28.17%. What I want to know is who's buying this company if shorts aren't exiting their positions, and who is not purchasing AMC. See, the entire float is actually owned up by retail investors, yet also another half of the float is owned by institutional investors, and another 14 floats in total is owned by one institution. If this doesn't piss you off, I don't really know what will, but it doesn't end there. According to Seeking Alpha, we think consumers may go to more movies, Cinemark Holdings and IMAX being the only names they included, with recession stock price absolute upside. Did they intentionally forget AMC, the largest theater company in the world? Well, it's likely, because all of these media posts, these articles, are behind paywalls. Who puts up these paywalls? The same corrupt bastards shorting AMC GameStop. And if AMC and GameStop were to do anything like Cinemark and run 250%, it would probably collapse their powerful, corrupt system. What is going on, guys? Lottery Sucks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Obviously, that was a longer intro, and we're going to cover a little more with AMC GameStop. I want to touch on the charts, and then I want to cover crypto, what's happening with the overall market, some additional plays, and that'll be it. This should be a quick video. Watch until the end. Like the video for me. It is free. Subscribe to the channel. Turn post notifications on. Let's get into it. Okay, first things first, calls to puts. We are losing on the options chain for the week with about 7,000 puts expiring in the money compared to basically no calls, and all of this premium going to market makers for AMC. However, on the flip side, for next week's expiration, which is quad witching week, we have 15,000 calls expiring in the money compared to just 5,000 puts, and 200,000 calls expiring out of the money compared to 50,000 puts. What's likely going to happen? Well, if AMC and GameStop run up, they're going to have a gamma squeeze and they're going to have a nasty pop next week. But market makers, corrupt scumbags, are probably going to look at this juicy premium and they just can't turn it down. Also, GameStop. Before we touch on the option chain, what happened? Short exempts also still sitting at 136,000 for September 12th. Well, this has died down from 460, but it's still up from what we see on average at about 15,000. So about 15 times the amount, and that's just dying down from 460,000. As soon as they get GameStop right to where they want it to be, maybe this number starts to drop. Touching on AMC's chart really quick before GameStop's, 493, up 0.7%, flat, barcoding once again. If I bring in the cycle to show you what could potentially be happening with AMC and what we have been tracking, this is what you would see. So you have the very low at the start of the 151-day cycle. This first pop, this second pop, you can see it's delayed right here, but the low is in at the same time. Second peak, perfect timing. Basically double top for this peak, similar timing. Pop right here, pop right here. Nearly perfect, except this low is delayed back here. First scale up, second scale up, drop down. We didn't get much of a push up. There was no volume, but we did get the drop down. A technical low right here. And now you scale up a little bit and chop channel trade. So lottery stocks, what's next? Well, if you bring this down to take a look at what's next, AMC should theoretically get its moves right here. First move going up, breaking relative highs at 520, close above 520, and squeeze higher. This is where we're at in the cycle. Just to put it into perspective with a bars pattern, same thing with GameStop, 154-day cycle. The low is in back here. This first pop, let me change the color on this so that you guys can see it a little bit better. Put it to yellow. This first pop, this low is in this chop trade. Then you have this second move up. You could look at this a multitude of ways. You could say, well, this pop is this pop, and this cycle is extremely delayed. And in that case, we drag this out. GameStop wouldn't have its move until another month, October 31st. But you could look at it and say, well, this played out inverse to this spike. It chop traded. This high is this high. This bottom is right after this high. Then things start to line up right here. You get this bottom in, you start scaling higher, and like we were before, this pop played out inverse, and you saw it play out inverse right here. And then you chop trade and go down if the rest of it plays out inverse. Otherwise, you would see that move higher. Essentially, this is where we're at with GameStop. We're waiting on a catalyst. We're waiting on something with Roaring Kitty. And ultimately, I still want to point out that GameStop's amount of cash, if they start selling again, if they dilute more shares, just a little bit more shares on another pop like this, Ryan Cohen could do the greatest things of all time. First of all, he has the opportunity to completely merge with AMC and clear their debt if they get up to 4.6 billion, which they're very close in cash. Would they do that? Maybe, maybe not. It's a long shot. But what else they have to do, disregarding AMC, because Adam Aron is a little bit of a sketchy guy, they can just buy every single share in the float for GameStop, causing all of retail investors to likely get extremely rich. There's two options here, and both of them are extremely good. Last but not least, Jim Cramer said that GameStop feels like a massively overvalued SPAC. As soon as Jim Cramer starts talking down on something, I just get more bullish on it. Now, Bitcoin is running, crypto is running. BlackRock says Bitcoin could be a, in quotes, hedge against increasing global disorder and declining trust in governments, banks, and fiat currencies, which I completely agree with. And Elon Musk posted Department of Government Efficiency, aka DOGE, aka Doge, right? Dogecoin. Doge Daddy is back. Dogecoin is up a little bit, still trading under 11 cents, which I think is a deal. Bitcoin hit one of my price targets that I said is going to be extremely important, 59,800. If we get an open and close above this, I said Bitcoin is extremely bullish, but this is also a potential rejection point for Bitcoin. You can see that it's trading at the mid-range of this parallel channels that it's in. If we get rejected here, you come back down to the bottom of the channel around 52.7. If you break above, I'd watch for a close above 61,500, 64,000, and then 66,700, a break and open above that, 69, and then all-time highs from there. Overall, Bitcoin is looking bullish, and we want to see momentum follow through right at this level. Now, here's what's interesting. We are at the beginning of an industrial revolution, says the CEO of NVIDIA. 5 minutes later, they took the bait and dumped some more. Yeah, they just sold more NVIDIA stock after saying that. Yet NVIDIA is still relentless on its push higher, getting back into this channel after a nasty V-shaped recovery. And as of right now, it is just consolidating. This is actually what you want to see to sustain a higher move. You want to see a little bit of a consolidation candle, and I'd watch for a open above 122 for NVIDIA to continue to remain bullish. And that would bring you to 130. SPY 561.47, up 0.43% on the day. This is very interesting. A couple things I wanted to talk about on the SPY. Next week is going to be the most insane week because you have FOMC rate cuts on the 18th, and I actually want to bring us to the daily time frame right here, which is going to move the entire market. If you see something bad, SPY immediately comes down to my personal opinion, 538 to 531. This red box down here, and that's just step one. However, if the market continues to melt up, if volume continues to follow through, watch 565 on the SPY. A break over 565, listen and pay attention, write this down. A break over 565 brings 573, and a close above this channel, back in this channel, is going to keep the SPY extremely bullish, and towards October to late November, you could see a high of 604 or 623 on the SPY if we get above these levels. Keep in mind, with these channels expanding, they give you room for the SPY to go higher. Again, it looks a little bit better on the weekly time frame, but the SPY essentially needed a little bit of a cool off in order to get into this channel and have a wider range to move. As you can see back here, it could not move higher, came down, gave it a little bit of time, was able to move a little bit higher, got rejected, flushed, and now with any bullish news, there's not a lot of resistance going forward for the SPY. And what I want to say is, if we get these pushes higher, this is going to be extremely overvalued in my opinion. It's going to be too quick of a melt up, and then beginning of 2025, late 2024, you start seeing the crash start to happen on the SPY. But overall, you're fighting resistance at a crucial point right here, right around 564. Again, a break and open above 565 brings 573, so on and so forth. Last but not least, everything is looking bullish, including technically Google getting a bounce off of this fib level right around 150, 150. I called this out way back here on Google's earnings and said, hey, Google's going to flush down, it's going to break below this channel, and essentially come early 2025, it will be back down to this range around 137.30, which is going to test the 786 on the fib. We broke below this channel. We did not break under the one on the fib, which is an extremely important level that Google has to hold. And if we did break under, this brings Google back into its old trading range, meaning it could not sustain higher levels of trading. You can see that right back here. Okay, so this is either major buying opportunity for Google, or this is a warning for the overall market once this level gets broken. Now, we did wick under, so keep that in mind, but easily buyers jumped in and gobbled this thing up under 150. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Couple of things really quick. Shout out to all the members who are on YouTube. Brian McDonald for 18 months. Brandon Silkwood, 17 months. Moonlights, 9 months. John, Chris, 8 months and 13 months. Shout out Cody, 5 months. Michael for 4 months. Chris, and then No Name. OG Homie grabbing diamond memberships. I can't pronounce some of these names. Shout out to you guys. Lynn, another diamond membership, all for 3 months. Shout out to you guys. Jiang Shin, Penny, Kevin, Sean, Bradley, Adam E, PC, Doug Goodsell, Maynard, Adam Rivera, Banter Buffalo, Todd, Randy, Levi. Shout out Levi, just jumping in here. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate all the support that you guys give me. We will have some members only videos coming out very, very soon. Thank you guys for joining the channel. I also want to let you know, if you guys are part of the members, make sure to be in the Discord, because the Discord has extreme benefits and it is extremely active for the value you get out of it. It is just a coffee. And as I do enjoy getting members on the channel, I would prefer you guys to be in the Discord. Obviously, I would prefer you guys to be on the members only so you can see the exclusive videos and that sort of thing. But I also urge you to get in the Discord so we can talk back and forth on the daily. That is a coffee a month. It's the third link in the description. We have options trading alerts in there. I post my trades as soon as I enter them. And overall, it's basically a big group chat with the most amazing people, including myself, who talk stocks and crypto and who want to become financially free. To level yourself up, guys, go press that link and join the Discord. And if you want up to 15 free stocks, I will also be doing a challenge using the Moomoo platform very soon. So this is your early warning to press my link, open a Moomoo account. It is free, and make a deposit into there so that you guys can be in the challenge when I start it. It's going to be a small account challenge. Open an account through my link and make a deposit into there. You're getting up to 15 free stocks, earning 8.1% APY, getting level 2 order book data for free, access to trading options, going long, going short, viewing other exchanges, and more. So go to that, guys. And last but not least, the very top link is for my custom indicator. Get all of these powerful tools to level yourself up. That is it. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.